Good evening there, Year 3. Welcome to today's bedtime story. I hope you've had a lovely, exciting, fun-filled day. I know it's not the sleepover we all would have wanted at the beginning of the year, but we still hope you've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for those who've put up some lovely pictures and videos on the shared space. We have loved seeing all you've got up to. Hopefully you saw some of our attempts to some of the tasks on there as well. It's now time for the bedtime story. I hope you're all nice and snuggly. I've got a nice hot cup of cocoa here. I'm also nice and cozy under a soft, comfy blanket. And we're going to read a poem which I liked a lot as a child. It's called The Jumblies. Now it's a bit of a silly, bit of a funny poem. But it's a poem about a kind of a big, unlikely voyage, a journey which may not have worked out, but the journey that happened either way. Very chaotic, very bad weather, and has reminded me quite a bit of our year in school this year. Normally it's quite a straightforward journey from September to July. We're in school all the time, we know what lessons we're doing, but this year this journey's been a little bit different. There's been a few twists and turns and a few bumps in the road, but just like you'll find out in the story, you have all remained tremendously positive. And when I thought of a bedtime story to do, I thought, you know what, I love this poem and it actually fits really well with the year we've had. So I hope you're nice and comfy and cozy as well. Sit back, relax and enjoy. So The Jumblies by Edward Lear. They went to sea in a sieve, they did. In a sieve they went to sea, in spite of all their friends could say. On a winter's morn, on a stormy day, in a sieve they went to sea. And when the sieve turned round and round, and everyone cried, "You'll all be drowned," they called aloud, "Our sieve ain't big, but we don't care a button, we don't care a fig, in a sieve we'll go to sea." Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. They sailed away in a sieve, they did. In a sieve they sailed so fast, with only a beautiful pea-green veil tied with a riband by way of a sail to a small tobacco pipe mast. And everyone said who saw them go, "Oh, won't they be soon upset, you know? For the sky is dark and the voyage is long, and happen what may, it's extremely wrong in a sieve to sail so fast." Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. The water it soon came in, it did. The water it soon came in. So to keep them dry, they wrapped their feet in a pinky paper all folded neat, and they fastened it down with a pin. They passed the night in a crockery jar, and each of them said, "How wise we are! Though the sky be dark and the voyage be long, yet we never can think we were rash or wrong, while round in our sieve we spin." Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. And all night long they sailed away, and when the sun went down, they whistled and warbled a moony song to the echoing sound of a coppery gong in the shade of the mountains brown. "O Timballo, how happy we are when we live in a sieve and a crockery jar, and all night long in the moonlight pale we sail away with a pea-green sail in the shade of the mountains brown." Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. They sailed to the western sea, they did, to a land all covered with trees, and they bought an owl and a useful cart, and a pound of rice and a cranberry tart, and a hive of silvery bees. And they bought a pig and some green jackdaws, and a lovely monkey with lollipop paws, and 40 bottles of Ringbo Ree, and no end of Stilton cheese. Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green, and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. And in 20 years they all came back, in 20 years or more. And everyone said, how tall they've grown, for they've been to the lakes and the torrible zone, and the hills of the Chankly Bore. And they drank their health, and gave them a feast of dumplings made of beautiful yeast. And everyone said, if we only live, we too will go to sea in a sieve, to the hills of the Chankly Bore. Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green, and their hands are blue, and they went to sea in a sieve. The end. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope we're all nice and relaxed, a bit more snugly. Thank you again for a brilliant day. I hope you all had a good time. And we will see you tomorrow via the distance learning page for the last message and check-in of year 3. How time has flown. Have a wonderful sleep, everyone, and see you all tomorrow. Night, night.